guys, welcome back to my channel. This is June wrap-up. As usual, Jersey's here with me. You can't see him, but he's just here slightly off screen because he is a shortish dog, puppy dog. And he's, here we go, up in my lap. So, I'm going to go through the 6 books I read. So 5 are on my TBR, and then I read an additional book, which I can't seem to find a physical copy of, so I'll put it in. So I will start off with a book that I got a slightly advanced copy of. So I got it on at the book launch, and that was 3 days before it was officially released. And it took me those 3 days to read it, and I finished it before it was officially released, or on the day it was officially released. And that is Love Song by Sasha Wasley. This is the last in the Patterson sisters stories.
You looked real hard, didn't you?
Oh, you found it? I did. So this one follows the eldest sister, Beth, and the challenges she's facing. And it also talks about Aboriginal Australian communities and what they face when it comes to government and mining. And so this was a 5-star read. I would definitely recommend the series. It starts with Dear Banjo. Next, I listened to an audiobook, Swords of Qatar by... Next, I listened to Swords of Qatar by Paul Collins. Yes, I do actually have to check who the author is with this, because this is a series where authors will write 2 or 3 stories, but then they're interspersed with stories by other authors. So this one I gave 4 stars. It's a very short, very light read. It is only 3 hours listening at normal speed, and of course I can't listen that slow, so I speed it up a little bit. And hang on, I've just got someone else here who wants to say hi. This is Mahogany. You don't get to see him very often. He's our kitty cat. He's an old man. He's 8 years old. Next, I read a play. Yes, Harry Potter fans, I finally got around to reading Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. It's a very easy read because of its format. I won't talk much about it because I am not so great at talking about stories without spoiling them. Sorry about the noise in the background. My wife's trying to find something. Candy! So this one I gave 4 stars to as well. It follows the children of the original Harry Potter series.
It follows them 3 hours.
I couldn't hear that. You have a mouthful of food. Next, I read an anthology, Summer Crush. The reason why I have this anthology is it has an SD Wasley story in it. Now, for those of you that don't know, SD Wasley is a pen name for Sasha Wasley when she writes paranormal fantasy, usually. But this is a little summer romance-y type thing. So there's no paranormal fantasies in this, but she used her paranormal fantasy pen name. And I gave that one 3 stars because being an anthology, I've realised I'm not so keen on short stories or anthologies because it just doesn't give me enough background into characters, and I do like to see a lot more character development. So I've come to the conclusion anthologies are probably not for me. Short stories, if they're a part of a series of short stories, are, like the stuff by Demelza Carlton that I read every now and then, because usually there's a link to established characters. Where you're following established characters. Yeah, this month, the month of June, I read 50% Aussie author, 50% non-Aussie author. And so my next book, and the last on my TBR, was Rachel Johns, The Art of Keeping Secrets. So this one by Rachel Johns was about a group of Perth mothers who have been friends ever since their kids started school together, and about the secrets they've been keeping from each other. Now this one, and by the authors, both signed to my lovely wife and I. So I'm very lucky that I have been able to get signed copies of most of Sasha's books. There's 2 books I'm missing from her pen name, SD Wasley. I will be trying to get my hands on those. This is my first foray into the world of Rachel Johns. I will see if I can find some of her other stories. I really did enjoy it. I will definitely be telling my wife that it is going on her needs to be read list. As you can see, we've got an Aussie author signed shelf here. So if it's a book that's signed to both of us, it goes on this shelf. So this needs to go here, and I need to put Love Song in there. The last book I read was not a book that was on my official TBR, but it's a book that I picked up on eBay because I'd read it when I was in high school, and I remember that I enjoyed the story, but I couldn't remember any of the details. And that was A Journey to Distant Mountains by Dobson. This one, I believe, was also a 5-star. Oh, sorry, the Rachel Johns was a 5-star as well. This was a 5-star because while the storyline seems very, very simple, it's a very, it's a journey, as you can tell from there. It's pretty much just travel. It is told from multiple people's point of view, which gives it a big depth, but it was also very vivid. I could see the things that were happening. I could see the red storm as it came. I remembered bits, as I was reading it, I started to remember bits and pieces that I'd read, like the feuding cousins, the big family that the main character came from, and how they all have different personalities. I remembered the twins talking and what they talked about. That all started to come back to me as I read this story, so that's why I got 5 stars this time around, because it was just as vivid, just as rich. And so 3-star, 2 4-star, and 3 5-star reads. And so that's where my month ended up. So I had a pretty good reading month. I managed to smash out my TBR, and I also read an extra book. So that also meant that with the completion of this, I read my 36 books for the year. That was my Goodreads goal. So I've smashed out my Goodreads goal in half the year. Reason being is I took part in a few big readathons at the start of the year, which kind of boosted my numbers up. And so it means that anything I read now is just a bonus. Comment below if you think I should up my Goodreads challenge or just let it sit for the year. And come and find me. I am on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. I will put those links below. Also, if you're doing the Book Junkie trials, in the middle of that right now, I'm a scribe, so of course I'm struggling because my first book's my time. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!